Hey guys, I'm Rogut and this is my rant. We believe in the diversity of thought here on this channel. Before I get into the topic today, I just wanted to show you guys from the last video I made, like the portrait view. This is the $10 bill from 1985 that I found recently. Looks really cool and elegant. I hope you can see that well. I'm gonna go behind the camera and see if you can see it. It's really cool. They don't look like that anymore. It's really cool. And there's the reverse of it. I believe that's the Treasury. Yes, it is the U.S. Treasury on the back. So that is what they looked like in 1985. I had an early 2000s $10 bill the other day, but I used it because it's not as old. So, and then this is the other one that I found, the 2017 radar note. As you can see, the serial number is a mirror image of itself, 04377340. So it was my very first radar note that I found. I was very excited. So yeah. So the topic that I wanted to talk about today, I'm going to title the video "Rogut's not not investing or not financial Rogut's not financial advice." That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to share with you all what I have done recently, what I'm currently doing, what my plans are, and why I'm doing it. I'm going to throw in a few tidbits about why I'm doing it and how I live my life and how I have goals and how I plan to live my life moving forward in terms of financial stuff, and some fun stuff as well, and my just overall ranting of opinions and thoughts about what others decide to do. Yeah, and there's no wrong method. If you want to blow all your money, it's your life. That's if you want to have 100% fun and nothing saved in case of an emergency, well, that's your decision. But I myself get more peace of mind and I sleep very well at night knowing that my debts are manageable, that I have an emergency fund, and that I have investments. So, getting into Rogut's not financial advice. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Okay. So what I'm going to talk about is right now I'm driving a 2007 Honda Civic, and it only has 87,000 miles on it. We found it's a needle in a haystack find. It was a grandma car. It was about 50 minutes from where I live in Bristol County, and in Bristol County, Massachusetts. And it's blue. It's awesome. It's a good get up and go to it. And I'm planning to have that car for a minimum of 5 more years because it's very low miles, and if you take care of it, it's a Honda. It will last a long time, and that's awesome. So recently, I just started putting more money into a separate savings account, and one of my banks that I deal with multiple banks. I think that is a very good idea to deal with multiple banks. Not have all of your money in one bank because you never know. The financial system in the U.S. is pretty shaky right now. The overnight repo injections have stopped into the banks. That's how banks borrow money from each other. So that has stopped, but banks. I'm hearing more from close family and friends and over the internet that ATMs are shut down, or I was going. I had to go into one of my banks this Friday, which was a payday, because the ATM was not working. And the other day, one of my banks was closed. So but this is just my opinion. You can do with what you want with your money. If you want to put it under your mattress or have multiple locations, multiple safes, and that's also a good strategy. But I this is just my thoughts. I believe when they say FDIC insured, some people think that's a lot of hooey. But I don't have over $250,000 in a bank. Maybe someday. Not really a goal of mine, but I believe that it is safe. It's better there. But then again, you run the risk. There could be a bank bail-in. A bank could go out of business. Sometimes people deal with banks and they're like, oh well, it's too big to fail. How certain companies in this country are too big to fail, just like Evergrande in China is like too big to fail. But that's a topic for another video. I can make another video about Evergrande by itself. But if you don't know about it, look it up. It's a pretty interesting story. So moving on, I recently started saving money in a separate savings account for my future car, and in 5 years I'll have a good chunk of change in there, and then eventually I'll be able to get something for the Civic. I won't be able to get much, maybe a couple, maybe 2 or 3 grand or something, maybe possibly, or a grand. I don't really know. It's approaching 15 years old, but it still runs like a dream. It's still great. I mean, it's and then relating to mode of transportation, if you're lucky enough to live in a city and you work really close to where you live, you might not need a car, but like someone like me who lives in the burbs, car is very important. So in how other people tend to live their life, some people live their life in excess. Um, Someone I know, they have a family of three, and they just bought a huge SUV, like huge. It's massive. I saw it the other day, and I'm like, wow, that must cost a fortune, literally. And yeah, I was nice about it. I just like, oh, great car, but it's very unnecessary. It's very wasteful, and I like to be somewhat conscious of the environment. I have a ULEV, and that stands for ultra low emission vehicle. So I'm just checking where we are for time here, and hopefully my camera doesn't crap the bed, so it just like it goes out of alignment. So um, I just this is again, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing, and I just believe, like, if you can afford something, that's great, go for it. But if in my opinion, I believe that the time right now, we're in I'm making this video. It's probably going to be uploaded tomorrow, October 3rd. But right now, it's October 2nd. Right now, it's the time to be fiscally conservative. Investing is important. You should consistently invest in the asset classes that you're knowledgeable about, that and stuff like that. It's always important to consistently invest, but for the next few months, I'm going to be even more conservative spending than I have been lately. I don't make a ton of money, and that's really not important. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter how much you make. It's like how smart you are with what you do make. Like, if you pay yourself first, which is very important. Saving money, bills. So, but in my opinion, the blue light specials are coming. The sales are coming. You know, Real estate is in a bubble right now. The stock market is in a bubble. Asset prices across the board are so high, ridiculously high. Like, cryptos are so volatile. The past couple of days, I gained $200 in my portfolio. Granted, I don't have a lot in cryptos because I believe that is silly to have a lot in cryptos because but I still have some money in cryptos. But it's important because the sales are coming. Real estate, cars, you name it, anything that you can think of, prices are going to come down. In my opinion, the market is overdue for a correction. Between the next 3 to 24 months, there is going to be a 20 to 35% correction in the market. And some people are not calling for, some people are predicting a crash. That is also possible. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't have a crystal ball. Anyone who claims they do is full of what. It's just, and I'm saying that because I'm trying to be politically correct for the YouTube algorithm. You know, so, and then now going back, protecting yourself. It's always good to have an emergency fund just in case something like that happens. Like, again, my car's running great, but it's almost 15 years old. What if something goes on it? Like, I have more than enough money to double repair the car if things go wrong and stuff like that. So it's always just very important. And when I say protect yourself, have your own insurance policy. Invest in precious metals. I know it's not glamorous. I know it's not interesting, but it's very important to have that stuff in your possession because you know they will have their time to shine again. They will they could possibly skyrocket. I'm not positive about that, but you never know. So it's always good to hold a little bit of it. I'm more bullish on silver than gold. Gold and silver is great. I also own platinum. I think it's very important to own a little bit and stuff like that. I own more silver than gold, but it's very important. It's in case the dollar is continuing to be devalued every single day. The more money that we print, and the more not it's not we don't really literally print a ton of money. We just digits on a screen. The Federal Reserve. Oh, and another slight tangent. The Federal Reserve. For those of you who don't completely know or understand, it's not federal. It's a private company, private company. It's not a reserve. They don't keep money in like vaults or anything, and it's not a bank. It's a private company entity. And since it was formed in the early 1900s, it's only put policies to benefit the 1%. And it's they didn't prevent the Great Depression. They didn't prevent the financial crisis of 08, 09. Jerome Powell isn't the evil boogeyman that a lot of people, some people make him out to be. He just inherited a tough situation. And then right now we're facing, a government shutdown that I recently heard that Biden helped avoid. At least he did something. And, but the government, it's still possible that the government could default on its debt if the debt ceiling isn't raised. But they're going to raise it. I mean, they always do. I mean, we're just going to keep, kicking the can further down the road, and we're not really going to solve the problem. That's just me. So, getting back to what I'm doing, I also invest in copper. I also have an emergency fund with cash, just in case, the grid goes down. It's always important to have a lot of good preparations. I really like watching JB on YouTube. I don't agree with everything with what he says, but I do like his message and his community there. And I think it's very important for you to have preparations, have a lot of canned food and water put away. That's have those that's assets, because money's one thing, but like your health and your well-being is important as well. So I definitely recommend that you put plenty of water and food away, whatever works for you. If you want to go to these websites and buy these huge quantities of dried food, go for it. I might do that, who knows, but I like the canned food route as right now. So emergency fund with cash in case the grid goes down, because like what if there's a cyber attack, what if there's malware or ransomware, and crypto wallets are shut down, and the grid goes down, and you can't access your money in the bank. If you have everything in the bank, what are you going to do? And what if you need food? What if the power's out and cash register, like digital things don't work, like credit cards don't work? Do you have cash? Do you have an emergency cash fund put away? There's one thing to have an emergency fund put away in a bank for a rainy day, but it's very, very important to have a cash reserve put away too, because like Ray Dalio says, cash is trash, but you still need it. It's still losing value every single day. Having cash in a safe somewhere isn't going to do you any good, really. You're not going to make any money off of that. I mean, you make literally next to none anyway in a savings account and in a bank, but it's good to have this emergency fund. And another thing that I do is I collect collectible currency, just like I showed you at the beginning of this video. I could probably sell this stuff on eBay, make $40, like double my money. And I mean, again, I'm not going to be a millionaire, but it's like when you do these bill searches, when you do these low risk things like I do, you can make a little extra money here or there. And the next video I make is going to be about side hustling, so I'm looking forward to that one. So I have a lot of cool collectible currency, from the late 1800s and the early 1900s and 1950s. And then again, like I said before, cryptocurrency is a very good idea. You don't want to put all your money into it. I don't put all my money into it, but I have a good amount in there. But it's not like it's nowhere near what I have in a traditional bank account, savings account, or my metals that I stack. And I've made plenty of videos in the past about metals, but if you guys want another video about me like going deep into precious metals, which is my favorite form of investing, just let me know. I will make that video, I promise. So, and then the next is cryptocurrencies. I don't know a lot about it, but it's definitely I invest in the big ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and for the lulz I do Dogecoin. Such coin, much wow. Elon Musk to the moon. Ooh, so that's what I do. I can make another crypto video as well. I have trading stocks that I make money here or there. I use multiple different apps. Like I enjoy using Webull, Public, Robinhood, and I use M1 Finance for my overall growth / dividend portfolio, and I've made videos about that as well. And relating back to what I said earlier on in the video, I have a lot of positions in the stock market, but I have double saved in the bank that I have in the market, because you're only risking what you're willing to lose. And then I have 1.5 times what I have in the stock market in metals. So that's just my strategy. Everyone knows what works best for them. You just have to do what works best for you. Again, like I said, this video isn't financial advice. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing, and I'm just talking aloud. I'm still learning as I go. I'm only 27. And about living a lifestyle, so many people. This is going to be a long one. Yeah. It's going to be a long one, but so many people, they like to live this lifestyle. They got to have it now. They got to put on the credit card, and they rack up that credit card, and they have so much debt, and they have more degrees than a thermometer, and they have so many degrees, and they have so much debt and stuff like that. But they just still want to live this lifestyle. They want that fancy emblem on their car. They want that 5-bedroom house. They want like that 1 million-inch TV, and they want all of the best things, but they only make 50,000 a year. And it's like, in my opinion, when you're young, you can if you're fortunate and you did all the right things at the right time, which not a lot of people do. You can have a lot of nice things when you're young, and yes, if you make a lot of money, treat yourself, yes, but and then there's like giving back too. But the way I see it is like, I've made some mistakes, and I continue to make mistakes. But the way I see it, if you're conservative when you're young, you can really enjoy and treat yourself when you're in your late 30s and then your 40s and your 50s, and just make all the smart moves. That's what I'm doing, and so that's pretty much it. That's all I want to say. I know that was a very long-winded rant. I know. It wasn't very animated. There was a lot I wanted to say, but I really appreciate you guys watching, and for those of you who stayed to the end, if you like this video, I want you to hit that like button. And if you didn't like the video, if you didn't like my comments or my face or my topic, just remember to lightly tap that dislike button. No, I'm just kidding. Smash it. You know me. You know me. So, if you want to see more crazy content from this crazy guy, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It costs a lot less than these bills right here. And then if you want to get notified, and be notified half the time, because YouTube's a broken mess of a company. Well, they're owned by Google. If you want to be notified half the time, hit that ding-a-ling bell. That is also free. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. And so I will see you guys next time, and have a great rest of your day.